you hate something in someone else, you're actually looking at a mirror.
Yeah, and that's a very interesting thing. You know, I think the way I view it when looking at the mirror is that, and that's the thing with the polarity in relationships too. When you look into a mirror, you're literally seeing yourself.
But the opposite.
Yeah, it's both the exact same, but it's also the exact opposite.
Yeah.
You know. And so I just wrote down some funny things, or like you can say what you think about them. But when some polarity I see in our relationship is that you think sometimes I over-explain things.
Yeah.
I think you under-explain things sometimes. That it's like, because it can be like if someone talks too much, it's like you're not listening, you just want to talk.
Yeah.
But if you don't say anything, I don't feel like you listen either. Did you even like it?
Yeah.
And I feel I'm the optimist and you're the pessimist.
Yep. And that's why I developed Optiholm, because I am in nature a pessimist.
Yeah.
And I had to develop an opposite persona who was an optimist.
And one thing to say also when we talk about it's a polarity, it's just in comparison by each other, right? Because now what I want to say is I'm more emotional and intuitive, and you're a bit more logical and calculated. But I'm obviously, uncommon sense. Logic is also part of what I do.
Yeah.
But that's what I see here. Last one, because I didn't want to fill this with all of this, but I put anxious and avoidant.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yep.
Yeah.
And you prone to anxiety, and I'm prone to depression.
Exactly.
So we are at two ends of a spectrum.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have to mean that we're two at the maximum length distance from each other.
No.
Like if you say that you're intuitive and I'm logical.
Yeah.
Like it's more like we're pretty close, but you're leaning that way and I'm leaning this way.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to go that way.
And I try to.
And you might try to go this way.
Yeah.
So ask us again in a year, and we might have surpassed each other.
Could happen.
On the scale. Maybe.
Could happen.
Yep.
Yeah, but that's the thing with the polarity. Like you said, it doesn't have to mean that it's out here. It's just that by comparison,
exactly.
You're opposites.
Yeah.
But, yeah. And I guess I wrote down there because what I felt when since I've gotten to know you, is I felt well. I guess we can start like this. When I started to get to know you, you said you see a past version of yourself in me, and I saw kind of a future version of myself in you. And for me, it's kind of special because I've always felt. Obviously, a big part of it is growing up with an autistic brother. That always felt like looking out for someone like less younger and less capable than myself.
Yeah.
It's just that's kind of an extreme example, but most relationships I've had, I felt like I'm the one kind of looking out for the person. Maybe I feel like it's some of my twin brother, I guess,
Yeah.
And when I got to know you was kind of the first time ever I felt like more a big brother. And the point with the brother too is it's not the father figure, because then you're completely above me somehow, like.
Yeah.
But big brother just means kind of like, no, we're equals, but, older, wiser, more experienced kind of thing. So that was cool. Then I just think as time has gone on, I think, as you get to know each other better, I don't really think of it as much like that. But instead, what I feel a lot in our relationship is that it's extremely equal and balanced, because I feel like I try to work on sometimes not being too independent, hyper-independent, But the more you develop yourself, the more difficult it is to find someone. It's like, this is completely equal. I can completely relax. I don't have to think about at all that I'm overgiving or I'm getting used somehow. Because I don't want to think like that. I want to be able to trust, invest, and just give without thinking about getting something back. It's just that you cannot be in relationships where it's like, well, I always pour more into this and I don't get that back, And so today I just, I added this. I just sat and, you can break in at any point here because this is just shit I wrote down to hopefully inspire an interesting conversation with us. But so when I just sat and thought about it, because a lot of people, I think friends, the way lots of people see friends is sort of just, someone they have fun with, or, get something out of, I guess, in a more like using kind of way.
Yeah.
Codependency. So I clarified, I put a friendship, and I guess I'll just go through it. Whatever you want to chime in with.
Yeah.
It's an inspiration, because, a bit in a polarity that someone is different,
Yeah.
that it's like, maybe, okay, he's coming at it from that angle, maybe I should go more towards that. There's going to be values. You're going to agree on the important things, what truly matters.
Yep.
Going to be support, that if you are in some kind of deficit, you're not feeling good or whatever, that I can help you, and the other way around. But also, it's not just about support, it's also accountability, right? That if I see you stray too far off the path or vice versa, I'm not going to support you then. I support you by holding you accountable.
Yeah.
Then I said mutually beneficial. Really, it's the thing, again, that you shouldn't have to think about it, but both gain something from this. And I kind of add on to this, I guess, I win if you win. And that's the way I want to feel. If you succeed completely in the... It's not that, I win because if you make this kind of progress, I directly get something from it. That's how I just want to... The dynamic should be.
Yeah.
I guess it's support
because
too.
if you win, I don't gain anything from it, but I'm inspired.
Yeah, right.
Because if you progress, you radiate inspiration. So I actually do. I win if you win.
Yeah.
Because I am inspired by you winning.
Exactly.
Unless I compare myself to you.
Exactly.
That's not good.
Yeah.
Comparison culture.
And the last little thought bubble I put was boundaries, because no matter how equal it is, like that, we're still never the same person. So we're not gonna want to do things the exact same way. We're gonna function a bit differently. So we gotta have, boundaries. Boundaries create a balance in a sense.
Absolutely.
Because we cannot just do things the way you want them or the way I want them. And then the conclusion was kind of that both are, in a parenthesis, actually better off, as in no one-sidedness and also no codependency. Because that's what I saw with a lot of my relationships in the past, was that maybe it wasn't one-sided, but it was the opposite of mutually beneficial. It's more like, no, we're keeping each other down in this relationship.
Yeah, yeah.
You have anything to add?
No, that's a lot. That's a lot. No, I think it's all good. I have a much simpler definition.
Sure.
Of a relationship. No matter what kind of relationship it is. It may be romantic.
This could be, sorry, to be clear, it didn't have to be friendship, it could just be relationship.
It's just a relationship, but it could be parents to child, it could be romantic, it could be friends, it could be business partners. And that is, if I cannot help you move on in your life, if I can help you grow or move on in your life, if I'm holding you back, we don't have a relationship. If I have a relationship with my girlfriend or wife or whatever, and I am we are no longer helping each other take the next step in life, the relationship is dead. And if we as friends cannot help each other grow, I can't push you anymore, I can't pull you anymore, I can't inspire you anymore, we do not have a relationship. If a father figure is no longer pushing me to grow, pushing me to outside of my comfort zone, pushing me out of the bird's nest, he is no father figure. He's holding me back, and I have to leave him. And vice versa with all of the other types of relationships. Like if we cannot help each other move on in life, take the next step, and that includes all of this. All of these things are like, you need support, you need accountability, you need the same values to push each other, you need to inspire each other, you need boundaries, you need the you win, I win attitude, and it needs to be mutually beneficial. And that is the way I view all of my relationships. If they should continue or they should not, or if they're good, if they're not. And they're not always this way. Like we cannot speak for 1 year. And then we meet again, and then we keep pushing each other again. So,
Yeah.
It's good. And another thing I just wrote down here,
Please.
which is a thing about relationships, but also stages of life.
Please.
Like you said, like friendship and relationships, but we have more of a, like, of course we're friends, but we're more like brothers.
Yeah.
And you have a brother
Mm.
that is younger than you, that you have taken care of. I have a younger brother that is your age.
Yeah.
That I don't have a relationship with, and never had, basically never had. So even though I am a big brother, I've never felt like a big brother, because I've never had my physical big brother in my physical vicinity. So he's never felt like a younger brother, but he was. You can see him there.
Yeah.
He's 8 years younger than me.
Yeah.
Which you are too.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
So
7.5.
you're the same age, basically. And but when I look back in retrospect on my life and my relationships, I have always been the big brother.
Yeah.
All of my friends are younger than me. All of them. I don't have a single older friend. I don't have one friend that's further in life than me. I have always been the one looking down and pulling people up with me. Nobody has ever pulled me anywhere, not even my father figure, which is another discussion.
Sure.
Let's not get into it.
Yeah.
So when I see you, I see my younger brother and a version of myself, younger version of myself, and I act like a big brother. And I do so with all of my friends. But in the end, you catch up. That's the point of a brotherhood.
Yeah.
Come on, let's go. I'm pulling you with me. We're going on an adventure.
Yeah.
We're going on a quest. We're gonna fight with sticks.
Yeah.
We're gonna go collect rocks.
Yeah.
You know, climb a mountain. Whatever the fuck. We're going to do a challenge. But in the end, we're equal.
Yeah.
Because you will grow up, and I will not continue growing away from you. So we will meet at the end, being equals.
Yeah.
And I will never be a father figure to you.
No.
Because that would be you would be very confused if you saw me as a father figure.
Yeah.
But a brother figure is something else.
Yeah.
So what I have reflected of the last couple of years is that you go through 3 stages as a man, or with a person with male genitalia.
Sure. Let's be inclusive here. Yeah.
Childhood, which could also be translated to boyhood. Brotherhood. First, you need to be a child. First you need to be a boy. You need to do boyish things, which is being in your feminine, because all humans are born feminine. Men, like boys, are feminine until they hit puberty, and then they develop masculine traits.
Yeah.
So everyone is born in the feminine, but masculine is not. You're not born masculine. You develop masculinity from challenges and hardship and resilience and stuff. So first of all, you need to be a boy, and then you need to move into the next stage, which is that you need to be a brother. You need to be a brother to your brother. You need a brotherhood. So you move into brotherhood, but you also need to create a brotherhood, which means that you need good men around you and create a circle of good men, not nice guys.
Yeah.
Good men with strong values, which is what you wrote.
Yeah.
Accountability, support, inspiration, and all of these things that you actually wrote in a fucking ring, which is how I view it.
Yeah.
You have the eld, like the campfire, and they have men around it, which is what we have lost in today's society, society. So after being a boy, you need to be a brother, and you need to be a good brother. You need to be a good younger brother, if you are one, and you need to be a good older brother. An older brother leads, a younger brother follows, and they both develop.
Yeah.
But after brotherhood, you need to go into fatherhood. So you need to become a father figure. It doesn't mean you need to have children. That's the big difference between being a dad and a father. Like anyone can have a kid, but not everyone can be a father. And you need to go from childhood to brotherhood, and then you need to move into brotherhood into fatherhood, which means that you need to develop even further into your masculine traits and take care of a child that can't take care of itself, which is basically how you have treated your younger brother.
Yeah.
So he's not really your brother. He's like a child for you. You have been the father figure for your brother more than you have been a brother. Because can you ever see him moving up to your level?
No, of course, that's true.
Which makes him, I'm not saying he's not your brother.
No.
I'm saying that
I
in relationship dynamic wise, you have taken more of the father figure role in that relationship. And we all need to do this. We all need to move into, being a father figure for someone or something. You can be a father figure to a friend, or a brother, or a sister, or a group of people, or something. You don't have to have a child to be a father.
No.
You can be a priest. A priest is a father, right?
Yeah.
That's
interesting.
A tangent.
Interesting. Yeah, I want tangents.
So what you need to reflect about is where are you? Where are you? Are you still a child? Are you still a boy? Because a lot of men are boys. Are you a brother? Are you a good brother? And have you moved into fatherhood yet? And are you a good father? Or are you
and to be clear, now you're not saying you as me.
No. Everyone needs to ask themselves these questions. Where am I?
Yeah. It's interesting. Like, all of that was very interesting, and you definitely gave me something to think about with my brother, because I have not thought of it that way. And because of course he'll always feel like my brother, because he literally is.
Of course, but he will never not be.
Yeah. But what you said there, definitely something to think about. I think the father thing, to me, that relates to the king, the king's mindset.
Absolutely.
That it's like, when you want to be an alpha, when you want to be a leader, or you proclaim it loudly, and that you absolutely cannot be. And I think a lot of people that might be maybe good bros at that point, but sometimes when I fall into that, honestly, when we talk about when we fell in too much to that, you're presenting this perfectionism a bit on. That's when you're not quite ready to be the father, in a sense,
Yeah.
Then again, you're not supposed to be perfect, so that you stray a little bit, like at some point fall into something, as long as you get back,
Yeah.
but just to display something like that. But sometimes I don't even know how to put the finger on it, but in certain situations, I just think that I feel fatherly from this, It's and do you know what I think?
Paternal.
Yeah, and I think one thing about a good father, a good man, not a nice guy, is that a good father has his also his feminine part integrated. So
yeah, but not on the outside.
Exactly, but he is. While maybe he can be like assertive and a leader, confident, and this still has the soft part. He has a caretaker role a bit more maybe than the brother has. He has to have developed empathy if that was something he lacked before, and that's what I see. All the men that I know that I really view as men, it's like we kind of talk about that, with seeing them. The sort of really jacked guy or strong guy in like a powerlifting gym or something that kind of looks like a beast. Like you're a bit intimidated when you see him go about doing his things. Yeah. Then we talk to him, it's like, what did you say? Like a teddy bear. Yeah.
A big teddy bear. He's always, the biggest guys are always the kindest because they don't have any reason to be insecure.
Completely.
Yeah, because they have power over themselves and others if they... We need to. It's the same thing with warriors or fighters. They're always kind and calm, but people who don't have the capacity to like the skills to fight or something, they are insecure, and they're also often the most likely to end up in fights.
Yeah,
because they have anger management issues. And I just wrote here like. Fatherhood is the king character.
Yeah.
And what characterizes the king is care. He cares
for
everyone, every day.